So as we come to the final part of our discussion on quality of financial statements, we are now going to look at a few things like what is the dividend policy of the firm, and also explore terms like what is a bonus issuance by a company and what is a stock split, right? We must have heard these terms that companies have split the stock from 10 rupees face value to 5 rupees face value and so on and so forth. So we're going to kind of look at some of these numbers and understand how does that work and how do we interpret these numbers. More specifically, what is the difference between a bonus versus a stock split, right? Uh, let's understand the dividend policy once, because the more important parameter around dividend policy is that companies tend to kind of keep dividends constant or higher. They don't cut dividends because that's not seen as a good sign in terms of the company's health and performance. So let's understand what are the key dividends and how does the dividend policy come in. So profits of a company can be distributed as dividends. This is what the shareholders get, right? So this is the shareholders claim, and this is in a sense the interest for the shareholders, what interest is given to the bondholders. In this particular case, the shareholder is paid the dividend, which is a share of the profits of the company. Only if a company makes profit can it be expected to sustainably give dividends, right? So there's some terms that are important here. So the question is, how much is the dividend, and what is the definition of, how do we look at dividend in the context of the money that we have made? So is 2 rupees good, is 5 rupees good, is 10 rupees good on a particular stock? How do we really look at those terms and understand the dividend policy of the firm? So the first term that is important is dividend payout ratio. This is nothing but my dividend divided by the profit that the company has. Or if I divide the numerator and denominator both by number of shares, this is dividend per share divided by earnings per share. So essentially, if a company makes a profit of 1000 crore and pays out a dividend of 200 crore, this is the combined dividend to all the shareholders, then dividend payout ratio is 20%. The company pays 20% of its profit out as dividend. That's one term or terminology that is important. This is important in the context of understanding whether the company has reached steady state or not reached steady state. In a steady state, there will be a bigger dividend payout ratio, and typically 1 minus the dividend payout ratio is what is called as the reinvestment rate or the retention ratio, right? In the case of stocks, this is the reinvestment rate or the retention ratio. That is the amount of money that the company has kept with itself for funding future growth, right? So that's the first terminology, dividend divided by the number of profits, right? Then there is another way of looking at data, which is dividend rate. Now, if you look at the per share dividend, which is dividend per share, and you divide it by the face value of the share, right? Now, usually the face value of the share is the value at which it got issued the first time. So usually face value is multiples of 10, 100, so on and so forth. Most companies have a face value of 10. At a later point of time, you can divide this 10 into 2 shares of 5, and then probably 10 into 5 shares of 2, or 10 into 10 shares of 1. You can do that. So face value can be anything, 1, 2, 5, 10. Most companies have a face value of 10. Now if a company is giving a dividend of 30 rupees on a face value of 10, that's going to mean 300% dividend rate. Now note, this is the dividend rate. This is 300% in that case, right? So a company could be giving a dividend of 30 rupees on a on a face value of 10 rupees. That's called 300%. Now in reality, this is a meaningless number. It's a meaningless number because if you are buying the stock of the company from the stock market, you're not buying it at 10 rupees, right? So whether you make 30% or 300% over 10 rupees face value is immaterial to you. right? If you're buying the share for 2000 rupees, if you're buying the share for 2000 rupees, you should be considering your return on 2000 rupees, correct? And that is what brings us to the third point, which is what is the per share dividend, DPS, divided by the share price. So if you buy the share today at 2000, that's 1.5%. So what is the return that you are making as in the form of dividends is what is called as dividend yield. Remember, they're all three different numbers being calculated from the same set of data. But what is important is that if you're an investor, you're looking at this. If you're a company analyst who's looking at how much of the dividends are being plowed back, you're looking at dividend payout ratio. If you are the company management, typically company managements denote dividend in form of dividend rates. So they do not try and cut this. They keep this constant or higher. So 300% next year will be either 300% or greater than 300%. Now that doesn't really matter too much because obviously the company's share price is now at 2000 in this particular case that we are looking at, right? These will become clearer as we look at the example of our company under focus, which is Eicher Motors. Now, if you look at Eicher Motors, last year, Eicher's annual profit was close to about 600 crore, approximately, consolidated profit. They paid out rupees 135.5 crore as dividend last year. So dividend payout ratio is 135.5 divided by 600, approximately, I think it was 605 or something, which works out to approximately 23%. So 23% of profits are paid as dividend. So the remaining is kind of plowed back into the firm, right? So 77% retention ratio is what we are talking about for Eicher Motors. This amounted to rupees 50 per share, and per share face value was 10 rupees, right? So 50 per share is going to get calculated as 50 by 10. So dividend rate is 500%. So the company would declare that the dividend rate, the company would declare in its financial note that we have paid 500% dividend. Just to give you an idea, the previous year this number was 300%, which means 30 rupees a share, right? This particular year it might be higher. So essentially that's the 500% dividend that the company had paid, and historically this dividend number has gone up. Then we look at dividend yield. So the current market price is approximately 18,000 rupees. So if you divide dividend per share, which is 50 rupees, by this, you get about 0.3% approximately. So that's a very minor dividend yield. If you are investing in this stock, you're not really getting too much by the form of dividend yield here, right? So payout ratio is 23%, dividend rate is 500%, dividend yield is 0.3%, right? For an investor, the most important point is dividend yield. For the company's perspective and the way they kind of denote data, obviously payout ratio and dividend rates become important as well, right? So that's how you look at the dividend policy. Now, some companies might actually choose to give a bonus share, right? What is a bonus share? So instead of giving a cash dividend, right, you could give a dividend of a company, you can choose to issue more shares. So it's an option where you're kind of substituting the cash dividend by more shares that are coming in, right? So let's say the company gives one share for every one share held. Let's assume the face value is 10 bucks. So effectively you're going to get another share with face value of 10. In other words, you're getting a dividend of 10 rupees given to you in the form of a new share, right? If you have the share with a face value of 10, you are being given another share with a face value of 10. So that's like a cash dividend of 10 rupees. Instead of that, you've been issued another share. Now, what is the impact? So let's assume there is a company who has 10 lakh shares outstanding at this point of time. The net profit is, let's say, 1 crore. that gives you an earnings per share of 10 rupees, right? So that's the calculated number. Then let's say the stock price is 200, that gives you the market capitalization, which is stock price. Let's call this 4 and let's call this 1. So 1 into 4 is going to give me my market capitalization. Face value is 10. If face value is 10, my share capital is nothing but, if I call this 5, so 1 into 5 is going to give me my face share capital. Reserves and surplus is any kind of undistributed profits that comes here. Now, earnings per share is 10, stock price is 200. So obviously when you calculate, you will find the PE ratio to be 20. Let's assume the company pays a dividend rate of 30%, which means 3 rupees. 30% is 3 rupees of the face value, which is 10, right? So this is 30% into 10 is equals to 3, and the dividend yield obviously 3 divided, how do you get the dividend yield? 3 divided by the share price, which is 200. So that's 1.5% that we get, right? That's the scenario that happens. Now the company says 1 share for every 1 share held. Remember a few things. Value of company does not change. So regardless of what is the number of shares, the company is doing a business and that business has not changed. So the overall value of the firm will not change. What is that value? That value is denoted by the market capitalization. This will stay the same. It does not change. Keep this in mind. So if you issue the number of shares 1 for 1, then the number of shares double. The value remains the same. The net profit of the company also will remain the same, right? Now logically, if the net profit remains the same, this becomes divided by 2. EPS becomes half. And if the value remains the same and you are multiplying the number of shares to get the value, then obviously stock price 1 into 4, this also has to become divided by 2. So the share price halves. So it's like earlier the company's value was 20 crore. Now this 20 crore basically gets divided by 10 lakh shares to give you the stock price of 200. Now you take the company's value to 20 crore, that's still 20 crore, that's not going to change. You divide by 20 lakh shares, so you get the value as 100, right? Face value does not change because you've issued more shares, right? So you've issued a new share. When I say more shares, this is a new share that has been issued with the same face value. So face value does not change. Now logically, if face value does not change and you do 1 into 5, the share capital doubles. So share capital goes up. If share capital goes up, the balance sheet will not balance because on the liabilities side you have share capitals going up. There is no change on the asset side. So to manage it, the reserves and surplus have to go down by the same amount. So it's like this entire movement of 1 crore rupees has moved from here to here. You have issued 10 lakh shares of 10 rupees each, right? So you have issued 10 lakh new shares into 10 rupees each. This rupees 1 crore moves from reserves and surplus to the share capital. P remains the same because that's 100 divided by 5, so that stays the same. Remember, dividend rate, the company does not want it to fall. So dividend rate stays at 30%. If dividend rate stays at 30%, you are now giving 3 rupees of dividend per share. How many shares do you have now? You have 2 shares, right? So effectively, you will get 2 shares into 3, that's 6 rupees of dividend on your initial investment of 200. If you had invested 200, now you have 2 shares of 100 each, and on each you are getting 3 rupees. So the dividend has become 6 by 200, which has doubled the dividend yield of the company, right? So when a company issues a bonus, they are issuing a new share, and when they issue a new share, it will mean that the face value remains the same. Since the company denotes dividend in terms of face value, dividend rate in terms of face value, dividend rate remains the same. If dividend rate remains the same, the actual dividend paid out doubles in this case. When you're giving one share for one share, the actual dividend will double, and hence dividend yield doubles for you as an investor. So that's a positive thing for you to happen. Typically, if a company issues bonus shares, it's a positive news for the investors, right? Why would company give bonuses? Right, because it takes out a little bit of dividend from them and extra dividend that is being paid out. So in general, because you're increasing the number of shares, it increases the number of investors as well. Because you're increasing the number of shares, it increases the number of investors as well. Earlier you had 10 lakh shares, maybe those were held by 7,000 investors. Now you have 20 lakh shares. Over a period of time, maybe 7,000 investors may give way to 9,000 investors, right? Because the denomination has become slightly lower. So it becomes a slightly more spread out shareholding. All else being equal, everything else being equal, a lower share price results in attracting more investors. There is higher liquidity that comes in. It's a cashless transaction, but dividend payout increases. So it's a way of rewarding shareholders without actually taking any cash hit. If you can also reward giving a proper cash dividend, but that requires cash. In this case, there is no cash requirement, so it's a cashless transaction, but dividend payout increases. Stock dividend does not disturb leverage ratios or solvency ratios. There is no change in leverage ratios because share capital plus reserves and surplus stays the same. So the equity value does not change. So obviously stock dividend, as it is also called, stock dividend is the same as a bonus issuance, and that's basically that you're giving the dividend in the form of a stock. That's a stock dividend or a bonus that we have spoken about, right? Now we spoke about one for one share. There could be a possibility where company gives one for two, one for three, 2 for 5, those kind of issuance ratios are also there, in which case obviously the ratios that we calculated, the numbers that we calculated will change accordingly. Now let's talk about a stock split. In a stock split, a company basically divides the share. You're not issuing a new share, you're dividing a share. So a 10 rupee share will get divided into 2 shares, thereby of 5 each. So in this case, if we are dividing one share into 2, the face value will go down because we are dividing the same share. We are not issuing a new share. Same company, same data. Now shares outstanding are 10 lakh. We're going to divide that. After the split, it gets divided by, each share gets divided into 2. So total number of share doubles. Note a few things. Face value gets divided by 2. That's because the share has been divided now. So you will see that the net profit, PE, EPS, market cap movement is exactly the same as bonus. There is no change in market cap because the company is still the same. All we have done is divided the number of shares, right? Share capital and reserves and surplus do not change. Unlike a bonus, they do not change because now you're multiplying 20 lakhs, right? 20 lakhs with 5. Earlier we were multiplying 20 lakhs with 10. So that doesn't really change the share capital. P doesn't change like earlier. Now dividend is 30% of face value. What is the new face value? That's 5. So it's 30% of 5, and because it's 30% of 5, dividend per share goes down to 1.5. So net you make 1.5 plus 1.5, which is 3, which is what we were making earlier. So there is no change in dividend yield for the end consumer, end investor, correct? There's no change in the dividend yield, and that's the key difference. So why would a company do a stock split, right? Now, why would a company do a stock split is purely to kind of reduce the share price And obviously, because the share price kind of goes down, people find it easier to buy, it increases liquidity. But unlike a bonus, there is no liability on the company to kind of end up paying higher dividends. So in itself, if we just compare the stock split and bonus scenario, you will see that shares outstanding after the split. So what are the numbers which are the same? So this is the same, this is the same, this is 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 same. What are the numbers which are different? So the face value after split is half of that of the bonus, which means in this case, these numbers don't change. But in the case of a bonus, there is a movement from reserves and surplus to share capital. So logically, only a company that has enough reserves will be able to do a bonus, will be able. Stock split anyone can do. It doesn't really require anything else. It's just mathematical jugglery. In the case of bonus, you need to have two issues. One, you need to have enough reserves. Two, you need to also have enough dividend payment capability, because the dividend number will actually increase in the case of a bonus, right? You need to have enough dividend payment capability. In the case of split, there is no change in the dividend. The dividend yield remains the same, right? It's just two shares now, 1.5 rupees each instead of 3 rupees on that. Whereas in the case of a bonus, there is going to be a change in the dividend payment capability because you have to pay more dividend. So that's why bonus is typically treated as a positive news, is because the company A is making a statement that we have enough reserves, B is making a statement that we have enough dividend payment capability, which means they will keep making profits over a period of time. And that is what makes bonus more attractive. So let's reiterate all this. In bonus, the share price goes down, number of shares increase, dividend yield increases, share capital increases, face value remains the same. In the case of a stock split, the share price goes down, number of shares increase, dividend yield unchanged, share capital unchanged, and face value goes down. Now, this here is basically, in the case of a bonus, a company's statement that we can pay higher dividends, and that's considered good news, right? Share capital increases. This here is a statement that we have enough reserves to be able to carry out this transaction, right? And that is why a stock bonus is considered, if you look at these two, the bonus is more positive as an event. Stock split technically is just a mathematical jugglery that the company does. So it's a gimmick in as much it doesn't really change things dramatically. The only benefit it does is it increases the liquidity. So yes, both of them increase the liquidity, but that's a live benefit of stock split. Otherwise, bonus is what is considered more positive if you're an investor from the investor standpoint, right? That's the difference between stock split and bonus. That's broadly what we had to kind of go ahead and discuss in this particular section. Thank you.